This is a big day for the state of Utah. It's a big day for this new franchise.
Utah selects
Tej Aginla.
Wow.
The state's ready, we're ready, and today's a big moment and a milestone for everything that we've been working on.
Utah Hockey Club General Manager Bill Armstrong, he's been the architect of this team's rebuild for the past 4 years. When he began, he told me that the Coyotes roster was the worst in the NHL, but now they're knocking on the door of the Stanley Cup playoffs. I had the chance to chat with Armstrong this afternoon. You know, there is a lot to be excited about, even if he reminds us more patience is still required.
We've been able to take a step here, you know, with some of the moves that we've made in some of the drafts. And it's been stockpiling picks years before and then getting to finally use them and getting down to business to kind of restructure your team. So that's been different, and I think just the pride that we have to wear the Utah colors and be here working out of Salt Lake. It's just been, this is an amazing experience.
You said you got the guy that you guys wanted with that six pick in Tej. What was it about him in your pre-draft analysis and things that stood out that you were like, okay, this is the guy we want to target?
Well, I think out of all the kids we probably interviewed and did all the research in that we thought were coming down to the area, you know, he had so many great qualities about him. He was a great athlete at the Combine. He interviewed unbelievable. He was focused. He came from a hockey family, and he had a great year, you know, going through the Western Hockey League. And then as he went in, he represented Canada and just kind of took off, and he just had a tremendous end of the season. So after you meet him, he's an infectious kid that wants to achieve. He comes from a hockey family, and I mean, everything matched for us.
And then you make a move to get back into the first round again to go after Cole. I mean, that obviously means that was a guy that you guys felt like you couldn't miss on. What was it that you felt like you had to make that move to go after him?
Well, you depend on your head scout, our two head scouts, Daryl and Ryan, and then the local area scout that gets to watch the player, and they fought hard for this player. They wanted this player. And, you know, from my past experience of, you know, doing that job as a head scout, you know, when you see the passion that they had for Cole because of his identity, his size, his work ethic, he brings a certain identity that's hard to find. And we were like, we're not going to buy this kid. He's going to be a part of us, and he's going to help us one day bring a championship to Utah. We love everything he stands for.
Yeah, you've mentioned in the past that defense would be a priority too as you continue to build this roster. You go out and you make that move. You get Mikhail. Coach Turney already says he's the #1 defenseman on this roster.
Yeah, I think Coach was pretty happy with that. But we wanted a piece that we could build around, and we wanted to make sure that, you know, we could get somebody that was the right age of 26 and having a lot of good years. And this, what he's done in his career at 26, he's won 2 Stanley Cups. He's just a tremendous piece to add to the defense. So I think with him coming in, you know, he can really help us take that next step.
And then just finally, you mentioned multiple times, you know, to temper expectations. There's a lot to be excited about here in Utah. The new team, seeing all these new faces come in. There's a lot of young talent, though, that still needs to develop.
Yeah, and I mean, I would put this in perspective. If we probably had the worst roster in the history of the NHL about 3 years ago. So we're not far removed from that. We're trying to take steps. We're much like the Jazz in the sense of the rebuild. So you have good young players, you know, and some nights you're going to come and we're going to wow them, and other nights, you know, with the consistency factor of being young, you're going to have some tough nights every once in a while. But I like the steps our group took last year, and we're looking to take another step this year.